Let's go, Rean. I don't care. I'm going there.
This is Arya's shrine, then?
That's right. We came here during the Civil War 2 years ago, too.
The disturbance in the spirit veins has made it manifest once more. It's how we were able to swoop in and save the day.
It does seem like we'll be able to use parallel teleportation to go to Crossbell from here.
I see. Then we would request your aid, so we can finally bring this madness to an end.
Then it shall be given.
Sounds like the rest of our number have reached the other shrines. We're good to go at any time.
Thinking about it, this will be the first time both Class 7s have come together since Prince Olivert's wedding.
Yeah. Not the most festive of circumstances, but it sounds like we'll be needing all the help we can get. Ever since the Supreme Leader made his move, this land has been engulfed in chaos. The people of Zemuria aren't going to know peace until he's well and truly deposed. So let's go to Crossbell, where we'll end this once and for all.
Oh, Wayfarers, shadowlings from realms fantastic.
Deliver us to the land of Terra Illusions!
Okay. It took over half a day for the Republican army to get the situation at their base under control and come to North's aid. They claim to have no idea why their tanks and airship had started acting on their own. They were also currently finding it hard to believe that all of the weapons related to the destroyed could have just disappeared. We owe you our deepest thanks for helping to avoid the worst case scenario here. I will admit, I ever thought they would come when I would feel gratitude toward the ancient chevalier. We're just glad that we were able to prevent a third party from igniting the flame of war all over again. A third party indeed. Understood. Our unit will be shortly, it seems. We anticipate it will take several days to remove all of our weapons from the highlands, but it should prove doable. Until that is complete, our armed science should not interfere with one another in this region. Is this acceptable? Yes. We'll do all we can to make sure discussing between our governments goes smoothly too. I certainly hope. I'm glad we could convince them to give us the benefit of the doubt. They clearly suspect Erebonia involvement, but can't dismiss the idea that this really was the United Nations work either. Especially since they must know as well as we do that physical moving that many weapons in such a short time won't have been easy. I imagine they are still having trouble believing that His Highness the Prince was abducted too. I am not surprised. I'm still having a hard time processing what happened and we were directly involved. The sudden appearance of the White Divine Knight turned the situation in the Highlands on its head. In the end, it disappeared before anything could be ascending about its origin or objective. During the chaos, the watchtower and on the giant statues as well as the robotic areas vanished without a trace. This left us with so much as a single clue to work with. You know, everything is coming together into a singular point, they say. Yeah. And it disappeared in the atmosphere. So, and it got all the weapons. So, atmosphere. It disappeared at the atmosphere. don't tell me a portal in the air. Okay, portal in the air, but atmosphere. Who went through the atmosphere to throw themselves on the timeline? See when Rean sacrificed himself. So this guy, I don't know, Rean? The Courageous 2 and Merkbach were also heavily damaged. Fortunately, there were no injuries among the crew of both ships, but it was clear neither will fly again anytime soon. Furthermore, we still have no idea where the sonar show. Yeah, because when we were able to save Rean on the line C, whatever I want to call it, it was there and it did ring. And then Elise and Elise was like, His Highness, and His Highness was like, yes, like kind of like they knew something like that. I don't know. When we were able to save, when we sacrificed ourselves and throw ourselves into the atmosphere, Feather came down, but they assured that he will be back, that Rean will be back when the Feather fall and I was suffering. The United Nations also continued to block all communication, preventing us from learning about the situation there. That left us in the dark to the whereabouts and condition of Alicia, Macias, and Toa. The situation may have come, but we still haven't truly resolved anything. Your assistance will be a boon to us. Not that I intend to sit on my hands either. I will be thinking of a way forward. I will see that they reach the capital safely. I'll be counting on to you to do what you can on your end. Got room for applause? Go away, Grace. I don't trust her. I was dreaming having to explain my way through the exchange. I freaking don't trust her. From all the reporters I have met, she's the only one I don't trust. There was still a lot we needed to do in order to quell the chaos, but it was clear that sitting idly by was not an option. We knew we all needed to come together and plan our next move as soon as possible. That line that said, hey. You don't need to stare at me like I'm going to faint at any moment. I'm fine, honestly. The words I'm fine carry little weight coming from you. V! I couldn't agree we take our eye. Laura! I couldn't agree more we take our eyes off you for just a little while and look what happens. I really think that you are blowing up what happened out of proportion. We only worry because we care, Rean. I'm genuinely grateful that you saved the lives of my family. I really am. But we want to know what happened to you two, so if you know, please tell us. Seeing your hair and one eye of your eyes change color like that remind me of half a year ago. It made me think of how you look when the curse had almost taken you over. Sorry, I really didn't want to worry you, but I swear that there is nothing wrong with me. I can't sense any curses hanging over me now. We were able to confirm from Erin that the Great Twilight is completely over, so it should be impossible for what happened to Rean to be connected to it anyway, but I like to believe that too, but what happened seems to be suggesting otherwise. The change in your appearance are not the only unusual part of what happened either. You were able to summon a Panzer Soldan from far away, were you not? Yeah, How'd you even do that? It was one of the new ones from the branch campus hangar, right? Yeah, from the new generation developed by Makarov. They still haven't been formally deployed, but they're stronger than the current generation that's in use. The Tirfing S was especially developed for Rean and turned to him, but that alone does not explain what happened. Right, it's not meant to be able to teleport or cut railway gun shells in half. You normally only expect that kind of power from Divine Knights. I think the whole thing was bullshit if it wasn't coming from you. But speaking of knights, what is about something that looked like one showing up? We are all wondering at the same thing. Hopefully we will know more when Roselia and the others finish their investigation.
I see everyone is assembled already.
Have you managed to learn anything?
I most certainly did, but it was not easy.
I have a question for you, kiddo. Did you feel anything unusual other than the change in your body when you saw that white contraption? Now that you mention it, the memories. What is, instructor? Don't you dare try and keep any more secret from our... yeah, really. I'm not going to. I'm just having trouble explaining what I felt in words. The second I saw it, all kind of imaginary emotion came flooding into my head. All at once. I can't remember what specific image and emotion they were though. Really? I believe it was some kind of resonance phenomenon. You and that 8th Divine Knight resonate from... oh, yeah. You are convinced that this truly stands among their numbers then? What do you mean when you say they resonated? Now that you mention it, that thing did seem interested in Rean somehow. It appears immediately after Rean used that strange power too. Wait a second, none of this is making any sense. Yes, you know as well as we do that it can be a genuine Divine Knight. Calm down, I know very well what you're saying. I know that there are only supposed to be 7 Divine Knights, and that they have all vanished from this dimension. But the mana flowing through it, and the marks it left in the spirit veins leave no room for doubt. We can hardly afford to ignore that coming from the Elder of the King of Fire. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Unfortunately, I haven't a clue what caused the resonated to happen. Perhaps it's because you are a former Awakener, or perhaps the cause lies elsewhere. But either way, this new Divine Knight will likely be our biggest clues yet in learning what we are facing. Since its existence is even more of an impossibility than the advanced technology we have seen and the change in Rean's body. I'm still having trouble processing all of this, if I'm honest. But I think at least see what we need to be doing. Yeah, better to just do not something than sit around worrying about it. We need to find the answer we seek, then bring all of this to an end. That is all there is to it. But grandmother, what brings you to the north in the first place? We are fortunate that you are here, but I imagine your presence is no coincidence. Oh, I haven't explained yet, have I? I've been investigating something related to this case for a while now with a couple of helpers. I'll call them here, now.
Celine, can you and Zeit come here for a moment? If you insist.
I thought she was going to come with a cat form.
So much for that saucer of milk I was savoring.
There'll be others. Still, I didn't know you were here in Nord.
And in human form.
Yeah, of course, right? I thought she was coming like a cat. Like a cat on the top of Zeta.
Only because it's part of my training. I'm not in this form by choice. I would have thought she'd be used to it by now. But it seems not.
I believe this is our first time speaking like this, children of Erebonia.
Zeit! I wasn't expecting to see you here.
You must be the SSS's Divine Wolf. He really can talk, huh?
Thank you again for coming to our aid yesterday. We would have been in real trouble without you.
The SSS told us about you. How you're a holy beast charged with watching over a Septarian the way Roselia was.
That was once my duty, but I've since been relieved of it. Still, this continent is my home as much as it is yours. Thus, I have kept vigil over the land since the Great Twilight, particularly for distortions in the spirit veins.
I was under the impression that those disruptions has disappeared after the Twilight met its end. They did, for a while, but some time ago, they returned once more. The reaction we sensed was strong enough to be called a singularity, but we were unable to piece together anything else. We have been combining our effort to find out more ever since. Then yesterday it finally decided to step into the spotlight for us. In other words, the singularity you're talking about is that divine night. Indeed, we hurried to the sense and even we were shocked by what we saw. We aren't entirely sure where it is now, but after you encountered it appeared to set off in the direction of Crossbell. All roads lead to Crossbell, it seems. The distortion first appeared in Crossbell too. Testimony from the 23 Armor Division indicate that the vanished warships and railway guns were sent there too. That was also where the Supreme Leader first appeared to sow the seeds of a new war. I'm sure Lloyd and the others are doing their best over there, but they shouldn't need to face this alone. Yeah, I'm sure Alicia, Maki, and Towa will appreciate our help too. If we want to find out the truth and bring all of this to an end, I think we're going to have to go there ourselves. Count us in too. We can't turn a blind eye to this either. All of our work related to the Cope, data, Ada, and the abduction are now finished. Yup, we can fully dedicate ourselves to this. We should finally all be able to gather in one place. Huh, guess I can tag along. Thanks everyone. I don't know what I'd do without you. This begs the question of how we are going to get into Crossbell though. True, the Avon Defense Force has been the world border fortified. We won't be able to rely on my Merkbah of the Courageous 2 for a while either. But given the current situation, we have another option. Indeed. With the spirit vein stimulated, we should be able to open the spirit path. I think that is our best option, though it won't be easy to use that method to travel all the way to Crossbell. Indeed, the veins aren't as active as they were given the Great Twilight, and there are rather a lot of us. But I think it will work if we teleport from different spirit shrines across the land. That will take some groundwork to pull off, but I can help out with that. Sounds like we have a plan. We really are fortunate to have you all. We will have preparation of our own to make, so How does the party tomorrow afternoon suit everyone? If nothing else, we'll need to make our way to nearest spirit shrine. Alright, let's go with that. I'll see everyone tomorrow in Crossbell. The easiest way to say it. Epicness. Oh, 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 oh. Zeroth hour. Oh! Oh! I recognize this place. Yeah, the Westland south of Crossbell City. This is also where Liam breathed her hair last half a year ago. Yeah! I thought it would be a safe place to arrive given its distance from the city. I think that was an appropriate decision. Thanks for the help, Celine and Saito. Think nothing of it, I didn't do much. I was happy to help.
It's funny how nostalgic it feels to be back here. I haven't even been away for that long.
It's Crossbell. Of course you feel that way. Don't worry. I'm sure your family is fine.
And we're here to make sure it stays that way.
Thanks. Both of you. You're right. I need to believe.
I'm surprised you were able to make it, Major. Finding and taking care of all Supreme Leader sympathizers in the army didn't sound like it would be an easy job.
Matthias Vander graciously agreed to take over the reins of that task. Generals Van Dyke, Zex Vander, and Craig are also taking direct roles in the effort. With the domestic situation in capable hands, I thought it best to focus on excising the problem at the root. And on a personal level, I want to know what Rufus is trying to achieve.
It's regretful that we're still none the wiser on that front.
The real Rufus said something about meeting next in Crossbell, didn't he?
He did. I'm sure we'll be meeting both the real and replica soon enough.
Hey, are you sure you're alright, Rean?
Fee!
Yesterday must have put you through it, huh? Well, I'm not planning on pulling off anything like that again. So no reason for my family to get worked up.
Okay, as long as you understand.
Aww.
Zeno and Leo would hate it if something happened to you too. Don't forget that.
I don't know how they factor into this, but good to know.
Name dropping them always works wonders.
Oh.
I don't care what you do, so long as you come back with some good samples for my research. Even the Society isn't capable of making those devices or humanoid weapons. Just hurry up and get my materials back.
You must really be frustrated by their absence to have agreed to come with us, Professor.
At least we don't need to worry about any tech issues with you around.
So what are you all planning on doing next?
If nothing else, I want to further investigate the spirit veins.
I think we need to start by getting a solid grasp of the situation here. Our final goal is to apprehend the Supreme Leader and liberate Crossbell, but we need to proceed with caution.
Right. We don't know what's lurking behind him and what the EDF is up to. We just have to play it by ear for now.
Especially since we can't use the round of 7. If we screw up, we can't exactly reach out for backup.
That's very true.
It really hurts to not be able to communicate freely.
Looks like I made the right move coming here after all.
Was that?
Lictor!
Hey there, how's it hanging, guys? Sounds like you ran into some kind of hell in Nord.
How the hell are you always one step ahead, Scarecrow? And how do you even we were here? I even tried to say it was a hunch. He's the one he's the one person for whom I won't rule that out. Just because we can communicate with the outside doesn't mean there is no other way to find out what's going on. A guy could steal a transviewer from the EDF, for example. Oh, how cunning. I imagine that proved more difficult than you make it sound. Apart from that, I just know you guys. I figured you used that little hack of yours for getting around. Pair that with all the other intel, I figured you had, and boom. The fact I came to Crossbell right before the ceremony was all instinct though. I just figured something would happen. Ah, that intuition of yours truly is sharp. Who you are to talk about hacks and shit? His acumen is impressive indeed. Wait, but if you've been in Crossbell this whole time. Yep, we got notes to compare, shall we? We will appreciate that. I'm so glad that Alicia, Makias and Toa are alright. Yeah, and Lloyd and the others too. Can't say I've seen every one of them with my own eye, but they are a bunch. I'm sure they are all still playing their parts. But it sounds as though the Ebon Force are even more of a well force to reckon with than a few fewer. Yeah, I really don't want to come up against those new Somber Soldans. We don't have any Soldans of our own, so we'll have to avoid a head-on conflict. Especially if they have so many of them. Just how long have they been preparing for this? Ain't that the question? Personally, I'm more concerned about where all those weapons that vanished from North ended up. We were under the impression that they had been sent to Crossbell. But you say that doesn't match up with what you have learned? It sure doesn't. Besides, where would you even hide that much stuff in a small place like Crossbell? That's true. Active camouflage alone can only get you so far. If you are saying that the EDF never brought them up in all your time spying, that does suggest they really aren't here. Well, the only way to be sure is to check for ourselves. Either way, you know where the EDF is positioned now at least. The only place I have confirmed they have a presence around here are Michelin and a small number of the roads. I'll leave it up to you guys how to use it, the intel I have given to you. Thank you for sharing with us, it'd be really helpful. I think our best course to begin by splitting up in groups and gathering information. I'd like to start by learning more about the situation with at Michelin, Saint Usual and near the city. A prudent approach. Let's split up into groups then. Can I choose? Rean's group will be responsible for investigating the Michelin area. Select which member will. Oh my god. No, don't tell me. Oh. I want Ash. But I want Court. Or I want Altina. Oh goddamn, why this is difficult? Or like they are coming. Come on, Ash. Guess this is our team then. I haven't been to Michelin since the send-off party 7 months ago. We all owe a great deal to Yuna's father for his help at that time, so I do hope he is in good health. I really hope we can make sure of that while we were there. I'm sure we can learn something. Try to stress too much. Yeah, we'll find out what's going on. Alright, we'll make our way to St. Ursula then. It sounds like the EDF are standing guard there, but be careful all the same. Should you find anything, inform us properly. We'll make our way toward the city. I'm hoping we can find some way to get inside it. Should we find any element of resistance, we offer our support. We're counting on you. Let's do this thing, people. We should accompany them part of the way. Yeah, there is a spirit vein I want to investigate in that direction. Oh, and speaking of Michelin, there are distortions in the spirit veins over in that region too. Be careful. We will. Thanks for telling us. I'll be counting on you too, Celine. I know. If anything happens, I'll be sure to put this kibosh on it. Thanks, and sorry. I really hate to be such a source of worry for everyone. If anything happens to you, it's likely to be our biggest clue going forward. You need to apologize. Fear not, we should keep a watch over him. I'll restrain him by force if I have to. Please do. Suck to be popular, huh? There's clearly still a lot that we have to learn, but I'm sure we can figure some way out of this if we work together. So let's make for Michelin. I'm counting on you all. Right, yeah.
All the lights, they're passing by, and all my thoughts, they multiply. I see it flash before my eyes.